What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bianconerizon on this Wednesday, the 17th, no, the 18th of January. It's pre-game, or like it's the day before the Coppa Italia game against Monza. We will preview that tonight, so stay tuned for that for the live show. We will go over Allegri's presser that will take place after this video drop, maybe before. Who knows? I didn't check, to be honest. I need to check after this one. It's a kind of important. It's an important game because you got smacked by Napoli and you need to find a way to move on, put it to side, and I believe play for. Yeah, you can say play for the Coppa Italia, but like just the bigger picture in the season, and play for I don't even know what anymore, because it's a big blow and it's feeling like another season again. Like you need to play the season, but like you're not really progressing or the way we should be doing. But we will preview that later tonight. So stay tuned for that. Before I get into today's news video, as you can see on the thumbnail, we're going to talk about. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as always. Now, before I will talk about Garnacho, I will quickly or like briefly talk about Rabiot, because while I'm recording this video, Romeo tweeted out, and I do record these videos the day before or like a few hours before. He talked about Rabiot, that the club met with his agent, his mom, and that talks, are open, but it's very unlikely that a deal will be found. Now, I said maybe 2 weeks ago on the live with Julian, I think it's just a good thing to do, like out of courtesy. He's a free agent. You talk with him, even if you don't want to resign him. You talk with the agent and with the player, saying, this is our plans. We're not going to resign you, or in this case, we'll try to resign you. So I think it's out of courtesy that they're gonna talk. But I think they know, like Romeo said, that it's very, very unlikely that they will find a deal. I'll make this thing happen because he's a free agent again. I think he made it abundantly clear what he wants. I think he made that clear last summer, his mom, that he was asking for big money, even on top of Manu needing to pay a transfer fee to get him out of Torino, basically. So keep in mind, he's a free agent now. So what wages, what signing bonuses are being demanded? I think bonuses and transfer fee, and wages that are way too high for what we can pay and what we even should pay. I will repeat myself. I even think the money he's on now is way too much for what he's given. Yes, it's good, but it's not 7.5 mil. 7.5 mil is excellent. It's brilliant. Maybe at a club like City or teams with much more money, it's that level. But for our club, it should be class. Actually class. I don't think he is that. Again, his previous 3 years with the club were not good enough. And yeah, maybe it will need some balancing out when he's not there. But you need to find another solution. It is what it is. There was no balance against Napoli, so you need to find a solution. And that's okay. You need to replace him. That's fine. Don't overpay for something that shouldn't be overpaid. That's all I said. So, but let's see how that moves on. So that's the Rabiot news, basically. Quick update. But the main story of this video is Garnacho from Manu. He's 18. 18. He will be 19 this year, somewhere in the summer, I think it was. He's 18. He is a left winger. He can play on the right, but he's a left winger. He's more effective on the left. Is it quote unquote breakout season this last couple of months pre World Cup? And he's having an impact, on that Manu team. He is, So yes, he's being looked at, not by us only, but also by Real Madrid. I'll read out the news first. It's from Miguel Delaney, which is a pretty good source in England, apparently. For English news, I've been told. But if someone else in the comments says no, then I'll take your word for it, because I'm not really into Premier League sources. I'll add something after I read it out, saying Juve and Real Madrid are looking at Garnacho's contract situations. His agents have set Manu's new offer of 20,000 pound a week it's not it's not enough. So he has a deal until 24. In the same report, it was saying that he is on £7,000 a week now, which could be true because he comes from the youth system. Now 20K is, I don't know, let's say it's $1 million a season, basically, something like that. Um, that's very cheap, and that's why I'm very iffy with this report. And I know you might say, yeah, but he hasn't proven anything, so it's a good deal. It's Manu, it's a Premier League. He is showing that he can be a difference maker at the age of 18. Again, he can go on a 6 month drought now. It could happen. But this doesn't scream Manu in terms of not overpaying. And I'm not saying they need to give him 4 million or something like that. But 1 million is kind of lowballing for a top club, or like one of the richest clubs in the world. So that's why I'm very iffy on this story, because if that's the case, then yeah, I do believe it's worth to spend more on the wages. I do believe that because he has potential. I think that's the direction the club should be going in. He can play. He's actually very talented. He's 18. You get him on a cheap if he's 24, depending on whatever. His wages are still cheap. Like, even if he's not taking 20K, even if he wants 40K, it's 2 million in and about. It's still very cheap. Maybe it's too much. I could agree with that, but that's the market, you know. That's the direction I think the club should be going into. And you can sell him on. If he decides to leave or whatever, he will have value. And either way, do I think this deal is gonna happen? No way. Like, no way are Manu gonna lose him. Like, there's just absolutely no chance that Manu are gonna lose him, and that he actually will pick us over Real Madrid if Real Madrid are actually interested in him. Keep in mind they do have a lot of players in that position. I don't know. Like, if word gets out that he can leave Manu, or that he will leave Manu, I don't think we're gonna win that battle, especially in the situation we are now. But the positive is we are looking at these things now. Apparently, these are the deals we should be sniffing around. You know, we should be in and about. You know, if you get them or you don't, like, you win, you lose. But I think this is the way to go. Not 11, 18-year-olds. I get that. I fully get that. But the contrast is, on the right hand side, you have a very aging Di Maria. So there needs to be balance. Even though Di Maria is leaving, maybe someone who can play on the right at the same profile. And yes, it's a learning curve, whatever. But I think it's, I think everybody is tired of just overspending. And usually we shouldn't be thinking about that. But when you see the performances and you think about what those players are on and what they have cost, you're like, this is madness. This is absolutely madness. But again, it's good news that we are in for those type of players. I don't believe it's gonna happen. Like, the story is very, how do you want to say it? Very iffy. It feels like it's put out there by the agent to put pressure on Manu and the fans, like the fans pushing the club, or maybe also because the club is trying to be sold, and that's why they're not signing anyone, and they got Weghorst on a loan deal for January. Maybe all those things are coming into considerations, and media is taking advantage of that situation. I don't know. But that's a positive. I know a lot of people say, what about Chiesa and all those things? Well, the theory might be Chiesa get pushed to the right forever. Like, that's his position, and you have him and whatever. I don't know. Again, it's a story. We've been mentioned. He's a very quality young player. Let's see. At the moment, very, very, very doubtful. But you never know. Now, before I'll wrap up this video, I'll bring up McKennie one more time, because I think it's becoming more obvious that he's going to stay, especially in January, because Corriere dello Sport is saying no concrete interest from Borussia Dortmund in Weston McKennie. It's for me, it's a bit worrying news, because the club's looking at him. He doesn't feel like he's levels to that. He thinks he's above that, and you might say that's correct or not. But it's becoming a little worry for me, because I think he needs to move. I don't think he's good enough, period. If we had a team like 2015-16 and he was on the bench, I could live with him. Like, I could live with having Soraro on the bench, Lemina, Pereira, who was actually technically way better. But, like, if you know what I mean, like, they could have an impact until the point came where Soraro was completely useless, and we moved him on, probably a year too late. But we did that with Lemina. It wasn't really working. At one point, gone. Pereira, not getting the most out of him, gone. That's how we kept on top of the game. until we made stupid decisions with Ronaldo. Again, not player-wise, like money spending. But before that, we were making good signings to come off the bench. But we had a great 11. We don't have that, and he's part of the 11 at this moment in time, and he's just not good enough technically. I don't want to say he's the poorest I've seen in the club, but he's up there. Like pure technical ability, it's painful to watch at times. I'm sorry. Like I know what he's good at, but he's not being utilized like that. Then it's completely pointless to put him out there because it looks very very bad. Like it is what it is. But a slight worry for me because the team's looking at him. I don't think he's gonna accept those deals, and yeah, that kind of terrifies me a little bit. But again, in the summer, you never know. You're probably gonna save for now in January. But yeah, that's today's daily update, transfer news, whatever. Stay tuned for the live because we will preview the Monza game tonight. So me and Julian, or me solo, depending on Julian's schedule. But stay tuned for that. Thursday we will have the reactions, all those things. Friday dailies, Saturday the podcast will be back, so stay tuned for that. I know a lot of people do like and watch that. It's gonna be a good one. And yeah, Sunday, it's Atalanta, another big one. No more hiccups. I don't know. No more stumbling blocks are allowed. We said that before the Napoli game, but here we are. But yeah, stay tuned this week. Stay locked in. Like the video, subscribe, and we will see you back tonight. Ciao, guys.